In today's episode, I talk to you guys about how to become an Ifbb Pro in Australia. So one of the most common questions I get from competitive athletes, from athletes who compete in physique-based sports, who want to become the best athlete they can be and become a pro athlete in the Ifbb, is how do I earn pro status in the Ifbb? How do I earn an Ifbb Pro card? How do I get my hands on an Ifbb Pro card in Australia as an Australian athlete? Now, the short answer to this question is really quite simple. You have to win an overall at a pro qualifying event. That's the short answer. How that plays out is a little bit more complicated. So in Australia, we have 2 pro qualifying events every year. Those are the 2 events that are sanctioned by the Ifbb Pro League, where we can give Ifbb Pro cards in Australia. Those 2 events, the first one is at the Arnold Sports Festival, the Arnold Pre-Qualifier, which is in March every year in Melbourne. The second one are the Australian Nationals Pro Qualifier event, which is towards the end of the year, usually towards the end of October every year, also in Melbourne. So how do you actually get to those events, and then how do you win an overall? How do you get your hands on the pro card? So if we firstly look at the Arnold Pro Qualifier, to start off with, the event that happens every year at the Arnold Sports Festival in Melbourne in March, the first step is to do an Arnold Pre-Qualifier. So this is a show that enables you to then go to Melbourne and compete at the Arnold Sports Festival in the pro qualifying show. So those pre-qualifiers, we have 5 of them in different states. We have one in South Australia, one in Western Australia, one in New South Wales, one in Queensland, and one in Victoria. And those happen generally within a month leading into the Arnold Sports Festival. So you don't have to win that show or do even place in that show. You just have to do one of those shows. Usually you do it in your home state, but it doesn't have to be. You have to do one of those shows, just compete, and that then gives you the ticket or qualifies you to compete at the Arnold Sports Festival. So once you've done that show, you then go on to the Arnold Sports Festival. You compete at the Arnold Sports Festival in the open category for your division. So if you're a bikini competitor, you have to compete in the open class. Depending on how tall you are, it might be class 1, class 2, class 3. If you're men's physique, same thing. You need to compete in the open category. It will be open tall, open short, open medium, depending on your height. If you're a bodybuilder, it's going to be based on your weight, but you need to compete in the open category for under 80 kilos, under 90 kilos, under 100 kilos, over 100 kilos, depending on what your stage weight is. You then need to win your open category. So if you're a men's physique athlete and you're a tall, you need to win the men's physique open tall title. You have to beat everybody in that category and win that particular category. But that's not it. Then you'll go into an overall. So with men's physique, you'll go against the winner of open short and open medium. If you're bikini, you'll go against the winner of bikini short, bikini medium, bikini tall. If you're a bodybuilder, you'll go against the winners of all of the weight class open categories. So you'll go against the winner of the under 80s, under 90s, under 100s, over 100s. You then have to win that overall. So you have to beat everybody from every height class and be literally the last man or the last woman standing, and beat effectively every other amateur athlete in your particular division at the Arnold Pro Qualifier, and then you will get your hand on an Ifbb Pro card. Similarly, the shows at the end of the year, the Ifbb Australian Nationals Pro Qualifier, very similar process. So there's a pre-qualifier, once again, in those 5 states, South Australia, Western Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria, that you have to compete in that show. That then qualifies you to compete in the Ifbb Nationals, which is in Melbourne. You then have to compete in the open category for your division at the Ifbb Nationals. You have to win that open category category. Then you go into an overall against all the other winners of all of the other open categories within your division. You have to beat all of them, be the last man or the last woman standing, and then you will be awarded your IFBB Pro card. So as you guys can see, the short answer is to win an IFBB Pro Qualifier and be literally the best amateur athlete in your particular division at a particular series of shows. That's how you win an IFBB Pro card. You have to be the best amateur, obviously. If you're not the best amateur, you got no business going into the pro ranks. The long answer is a little bit more complicated, but that's the process. You have to do the pre-qualifier, the pro qualifier, the open category, beat everyone in the open category, beat everybody in the overalls, be the last man or the last woman standing, and that is when you will get your hands on your IFBB Pro card. It's difficult, it's not easy, which is why there's not many IFBB Pro athletes in Australia at all. The very, very select group of athletes. It's very difficult, but guys, it's worth it. And that's a wrap for today's episode of MJ Everyday, how to become an IFBB Pro athlete in Australia. Guys, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on, both on your mobile, your cell phone, and your desktop PC, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the Massive Joes YouTube channel. Until tomorrow, I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the Massive Joes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.